Hello guys and welcome back to Haymanager with me Alex, and today we've got episode 6 for game week 6. Game week 4 for you guys, and I'm going to get straight into the FBL team because I know I'm running late with this one. Yes, again, it is a Wednesday night, so I'm going to try and get this edited, try and get this out, but it's a late one, and hopefully I'll get this to you by the end of Thursday to make sure you get your transfers in for this week's FPL. So, let's get into what happened last week with our side. Yes, we had a pretty good week, and I appreciate and I'm very, very happy with everyone who's chimed in. I appreciate the comments that have come through. I'll try and ping some up on the screens right now. Thank you for all the attention. Thank you very much. There's another, I believe, 16 of you that have subscribed since last time. I really appreciate it, all because I just managed to take a bit of a punt at Raheem Sterling. The man has done me wonders, and I really appreciate it. So, just going into this, 72 points for this week. Game week rank 106,000th. Made the one transfer as ever. Average points was 44, so we finished around about 28 above. Well, we finished 28 above the average, but we were far from the highest points, about 56 off. So, as you can see here, we had a decent week. Onana getting no points for us. Obviously, we conceded. Because I'm a Manchester United fan, we conceded 3 goals. 2 goals against Nottingham Forest, still with a win. But as you can see, Onana's probably not the best player to have in your squad. He picks up a lot, and I mean a lot of expected goals to concede. So he might be one of the players that I transfer out, but I'm hoping United can sort things out at the back. We then have Estupiñán, Chilwell, Walker, and then the big one, which was Matty Cash. You'll see his card above me just pinging around every so often. But this man had an absolutely sensational week. He had a good week last week. Not too high, on the expected goal contributions or involvements. But then this week, picked up 2 goals. He plays that sort of inverted winger where he cuts inside and gets in the middle. It's a very modern way of playing. I think if you've seen some interviews with him in the past, he does that. He did actually play as a number 8 just before he did actually become like this right-back role that he has been playing for Aston Villa for a few years now. But yeah, he is a very, very good player, and he's managed to pick up 2 goals. And realistically, I was hoping, after I saw Raheem Sterling get the 2 goals and the assist, which we'll get around to in a minute, I was hoping for a bit more of something from this side, because Matty Cash, if he didn't get those 17 points and just got me his clean sheet, or he didn't even get a clean sheet in the end, if he just got me the 2 points, I'd be miles off this final points and this game week rank. We then move on to Rashford, who managed to pick up 2 assists this game week. Looks like his goal contribution is going to start increasing. He played out on that left-hand side, as you can see. Playing up front just isn't for him. That expected assist shot up. And we can see here as well the involvement shot up as well. So 2 involvements for him. Hopefully we can see him start returning. Solly March played against West Ham. I thought that Brighton might be able to get something out of this game. He did have semi-high, like 0.25 for expected goal involvements, but not too high. His ICT index is still very high, still riding the form off of the 2 previous game weeks, but nothing brilliant. Saka managed to get a goal in his game. Didn't have the most fantastic game, but had a high goals contribution or goals and goal involvement expected stat. So you can see here, I think he did hit the post, and he also missed a sitter, I think, if I remember correctly, for the weekend now. Sterling, this was the big one. This is the one that got me, and I appreciate, again, many views and many subscribers more, which is helping to build the channel. He did have the expected goal involvement of just a singular one, but, you know, the ball fell to him on multiple occasions. He's finding his form again. He looks excited to play football. You could just see it building in the 2 game weeks prior. I mean, well, he passed the eye test anyway. And if you watch the games, you can see that he was destined to score based off those 2. But now with the nice run of form they've got in these next 5 fixtures, I've brought in Raheem Sterling. The question is, do I bring in Nicholas Jackson to complement him? Wissa didn't have the best of game weeks against Crystal Palace, and Haaland missing a penalty but still scoring, managed to return 4 points, which got me an 8 overall. Had he scored, well, I guess everyone in the world has him there enough. 90% of people have him. But had he scored that other goal, I would have had even more points, which would have been fantastic for me. Flecken, I could have got into the side, but then we had Bernardo, João Pedro and Hickey all on the bench, which were deservedly on the bench. So, we'll move on then to the team of the week. We saw Jose Sarr do very well against Everton, keeping a clean sheet. Gusto, another brilliant signing, 4.6 million, but with James returning inevitably, it's a question whether or not you keep him or put him into your sides. Udogie, this man, I'm telling you, we'll get into it later, but this man, he is a pickup, a destined pickup, and you have to get him. Anderson, Crystal Palace with some nice fixtures, maybe a possibility to get him in. Sterling, Diaby had a great game. Jared Bowen still scoring. 2 goals and 1 assist for him so far this season. Bruno Fernandes finally picking up and carrying United to a win. Goal and assist in that game. And then Paulinho also scoring the goal to equalise for Arsenal. And Darwin Núñez came off the bench, 13 minutes, 2 goals. He had a fantastic game. He had a really good game. And it's, although I'm a United fan, I'm happy to see Darwin Núñez finally get a pretty good game in there. He's from those angles, he should have scored many before. But anyway, moving into the next game week, this is how I've sort of lined up. Arsenal play Manchester United in the big games, as well as that there's another big game in Liverpool and Aston Villa. So you've got to watch out for them. In my opinion, if you look at my team here, I've got Onana on the bench. Newcastle play Brighton, which would be a massive one. Brighton at home. Newcastle, I think, will just edge Brighton because Brighton have some difficult fixtures coming up. Estupiñán and João Pedro hit the bench, with Liverpool also playing Aston Villa, which is why Matty Cash also hits the bench, because I think Liverpool will find their form sooner or later. Be it Aston Villa, I don't know, but they will soon find it. So in net, Flecken against Bournemouth. Then we've got Chilwell, who plays Forest. Walker, who plays Fulham. And then Hickey also plays Bournemouth as well. I think they'll get that clean sheet. Brentford. Then, March in that midfield with Saka and Rashford, because I think March might be able to pick up a goal or two, because he is probably one of the biggest threats for Brighton. Bernardo Silva, he's slowly starting to find a few more goal involvements. Last time round, expected assists 0.76. He's getting into that flow. He missed out through illness against Newcastle, but I think slowly but surely you might see a return from Bernardo Silva. I'm going to keep him in the side for 6.4 million. Maybe. We'll see in a minute. Sterling is going to be my captain this week. I think a lot of people have transferred him in. 13.4% of people own him now. 7.7 form. I reckon he's going to get another goal, so if he gets me another goal, I'm going to stack him into that midfield and put him as my captain. Fulham again for Erling Haaland, and then Wissa plays Bournemouth as well, which completes the Brentford triplet. On to my signing. Now, I've got obviously a free transfer. I'm messing around here, but I've got a free transfer to play with. I've picked out a few players, so Udogie, Maddison and Eze. Eze in midweek actually played against... was it Plymouth Argyle, I believe it was. 4-2 Crystal Palace won. Eze picking up 2 assists. And you can see here, his expected goal involvements are still quite high. You're averaging out about, his totals are 1.9, which he should have had throughout the game. So he should have had 2 assists or 2 goal involvements so far. He's landed 0. But that's because he's been, he should have probably picked one up in the first game week. But by the by, now we're playing Wolves, Villa and Fulham. You're hoping Mateta coming into the squad picking up a bit of form. He has probably a really high ICT index, which is 15th out of the 296 other midfielders. You never know. I think Eze is a nice one to watch, just to see. I've watched a few of the Crystal Palace extended highlights because I can't watch every game. But I think he looks pretty good. To me, I want to try and bring in a Spurs player. So he's either going to be a Spurs player or he's going to be what was the other one? Spurs, or maybe there was another team that has another set. It's going to be Nicholas Jackson, wasn't it? Yeah, it's going to be Nicholas Jackson. And to me, it makes sense bringing in a Spurs player because look at the run of games. You've got Arsenal, Liverpool, which are 2 difficult games, but outside of that, the players that you can bring in to sort of supplement that, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, 2 big games there, then Luton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, looking for big returns from them games. The one question I've got now is who do you weigh up more? Do you bring in Udogie? Are you going to go for the defensive-minded attributes of Tottenham, where they conceded 0 against United, 0 against Bournemouth, with an expected goals to be conceded of 1.64 and 0.54? Who do you go with? I'm going to go with Maddison, and Maddison is going to replace, for me, it's not going to be Rashford because he's got these goal involvements so far. Saka, it's not going to be Saka for me because he's got a decent set of games coming up. The question is, I want to see how they perform against Manchester United, because then they've got big games coming up. It might be worth bringing Saka out, bringing another player in, maybe Bruno Fernandes, someone like that, another player of the likes. But for me, just because they don't play any striker, it's got to be James Maddison who's going to fill into this role. I was considering Kulusevski. Kulusevski picks up quite a few expected goal involvements. He picked up 1 overall so far this season, but I don't think you can argue that James Maddison overall with near enough 3 goal involvements so far, expected anyway. He's got to be top of that list because they're not bringing in anyone else. I don't think Richarlison, for me, he scored midweek. He picked up a bit of a knock. But is he going to be the biggest contributor? I don't think so. 0.5 expected so far this season. I don't think it's the main one for me. So for me, I'm going to bring in Maddison and see how he suits. Solly March is going to come out because Brighton have a not a very complimentary run of fixtures for the next 6 game weeks. So Solly March is going to wave goodbye, and we're going to bring in James Maddison. So we're going to make the transfer, confirm the transfer, and Maddison sits in my side. The only other thing I might do is I might take Saka out. Well, it's difficult to say actually, because I really want to try and get as many points as I can, because I can't see the Man United Arsenal game being open from the back. But you never know; it could be whoever. But I reckon if we're going to play Rashford, does he score? I can't see it. Does he assist? Probably. He's playing against a very, very shaky Arsenal back line. United as well have a very, very shaky back line. So I might in fact, I'm going to keep both in, just in case. So that's going to be how I set my team up. Hopefully, you guys agree and see what you got. I want to see who you pick as well, because I really want to see how you guys are faring. Overall rank as well, 20th in the world. We've managed to reach nearly... Well, because we're 20,000th out of nearly 10 million, we've nearly reached that 0.2% mark, which is very, very high. Or let me just double check that I'm getting that correct. 10% of that would have been 100,000th. It's 2%, not 0.2%. That'd be the top 2,000. I'm in the top 20,000 though, which is a very, very high finish for me so far. Well, not finish, but overall ranks for me so far. So I'm hoping you're going to see Brentford sort of play well this week, because we know Wissa doesn't have that many people actually selecting him at the moment, with only 17.4%. Hickey in there, 0.3%, getting that nice differential in if he gets an assist. Flecken, no one's really picking Mark Flecken, and I think he's a very, very underrated goalkeeper. Brentford have been solid at the back so far, and probably one of the better attributes to not concede at the back, only to be topped by, I believe, it's not Newcastle, it's definitely not Spurs. It might be not Newcastle. Oh, who's the other one? City. It might be Manchester City, that's the only other one, which is why we've got Walker in there. Bernardo Silva might pick up an assist here or there. Maddison in there is going to be able to get some goal involvements, I'm sure. But who do you think is going to be the standout player? We had Sterling last week. The week before that, I believe we had Mbeumo as well, by the way. Brentford, a good few picks in there, because we've got a nice little run. But nothing out of the ordinary. Bournemouth, I think, might be able to bounce back and put up a fight, but we'll see. Other than that, we've had Rafael Varane in Game Week 1, Mbeumo Game Week 2, and Sterling Game Week 3. So who's going to be your Game Week 4 pick? I believe it'll probably be Maddison or Sterling again. Haaland has a nice field day against Fulham, but Fulham another physical side that he struggles against. Newcastle a physical side. Sheffield United a physical side. We know that Fulham are a physical side, so will he be able to get through the back of them? Who knows? But Burnley, we know he had an absolute field day against. So let's see how it goes anyway. So let's end it there. Thank you guys very much. 148 sub-managers we're on now. I really appreciate it. I shall catch you in the next one. I won't keep you too long. From me, Alex, have a great day and see you in the next one. Ciao.